House to Home, presented by RE/MAX Diamond Realty.
Hello, everybody. We hope you are having a pleasant and safe day. That's always the key thing. And Gina is joining me flying solo this week. I had Liz all to myself this week, and Gina is joining me down at her friendly confines of her office at RE/MAX Diamond Realty, Guam. And Gina, the topic this week is interesting because home inspectors are something that has always been a critical cog, if you will, of kind of the life cycle of owning a home. And seeing as what we've been through as a community in the last year and a half, is that still the case?
Well, I think it's always the case, getting a home inspector. The question we get more often these days from buyers is, what's the point on getting a home inspector if a majority of the sellers now, being that it's really a seller's market, majority of the sellers now are saying, buy it as is. You're purchasing as is. And so a lot of our customers, a lot of the buyers are saying, what's the point in even getting a home inspection if if the seller's telling me I've got to accept it in as is. So I think
that is the risk reward, that you're dealing with and everything. If you get a home inspector, they will point out and they will make note of any discrepancies, deficiencies, things that they feel might affect the value of a home. If you're just going on it on your own, or you go without a home inspector, and you said like as is, you're accepting any structural, any blemishes, any cosmetic issues with the house, and that's up to you, right?
Yeah, cosmetic issues I think are easy to deal with. It's more the point, the point you just made: structural issues, plumbing issues, electrical issues, and
sewage. Plumbing.
Yeah. And when we show property, we're really not there long enough for a buyer to really determine the interior condition of the property. When we go there and we're showing the property, lucky if we're able to be in there more than an hour. In most cases these days, our appointments are being scheduled back to back. We're the listing agent, the owner, they're trying to sanitize everything before we get there. So what I find most people are doing these days is, listen, it's a lot of work to get you guys in and out of here. So let's schedule it all in one day. We'll sanitize everything. You come in, you go out, we sanitize again. The next person comes in. So they try to book the appointments together, one afternoon perhaps. And so when we're doing that, and even before, when a buyer goes through the house, you're not in there long enough to really determine what the ins and outs are of that home. Is the plumbing in good condition? Is the electrical in good condition? You're only in there long enough to really fall in love. You fall in love with the house, and then so what comes next? And we do encourage that you do a home inspection, whether you pay somebody to do it, independent inspector. You bring a qualified friend or family member who knows how to inspect, or perhaps you feel that you've got the ability to go in there now, tell your agent, tell me if I'm taking you around, give me at least a couple of hours. I'd like to go through the house. And I've done that with a buyer who said, Gina, we don't want to spend the money in a home inspector, but I'm going to bring my ladder and we're going to go over there and we're going to look through everything. Okay, if you're comfortable doing that, then that's acceptable too. But that's when you really find the ins and outs of the home, Jason. And you're right. What if you find a condition? Once you sign your purchase agreement, it doesn't mean you're accepting it in as-is condition, but it doesn't mean you have to close in as-is condition. There's always an inspection contingency clause in the contract. In our basic contracts, there's a part of it that says you have the right to go and inspect. So you schedule the inspection. It's really to tell you what you're really buying. Are there big issues with electrical, with plumbing, and are you willing to accept it?
Now, okay, so I'm going to consider, the contrarian view too, because a home inspector, would they ever, I'm just thinking, what they would find is they'd probably have like you said, like a checklist or like a notepad that they would check boxes off on, plumbing's okay. there's a little ding in the wall that can be easily fixed, you know, like aircon was kind of shot or like stuff like that. They're only going to make notes that would bring down the value of the property, if I'm understanding it correct. Can a home inspector ever note things that would actually increase the value of a home?
I mean, that's not really, and their notes are not to bring down the value, although when we look at it, that's what we feel, right? Gosh, the inspector just pointed out that the ACs look, the body that's rusted,
okay.
but the window sills look damaged, but I mean, the window's still there. The window sills do look old and deteriorating. They make those types of notes, right? And yes, when you look at that, you're going to say, yeah, it's diminishing the value, but not really. If you saw it in that condition and you said, okay, I see it, I like it, I'll buy it at this price. To me, it hasn't diminished the value. It's just pointing out what you may need to do once you own this property. Yeah, because if you're buying a home and the seller has said, listen, we'll sell it to you at this price, but you're taking it in as is condition. What you really want to know is, once I inspect it, are the things that need to be addressed, are they major for me? Is there a roof crack that I didn't notice when I was looking at the house? Are all the AC shot and I didn't know, you know, I of course couldn't figure that out when I was walking through the home. Because now if you find you have to replace 5 of the ACs, how do you feel about that? It doesn't necessarily diminish the value of the home, but it increases your cost once you get in there.
Oh, I see. Okay. So yeah, I was misunderstood. Okay. I guess I feel a little bit safer now if I were to use a home inspector. But then again, that is the question right now. Let me ask you, Gina, since we've been through the pandemic, have the number of home inspectors on Guam, has it increased? Has it gone down? Are they leaving for other opportunities in the States, or are they just like, you know, looking for other means of work?
You know, so I have noticed it started to build up. Prior, a few years back, home inspectors weren't that, I mean, it wasn't a popular thing for buyers on Guam to do, right? To do a home inspection. But then it started to become more popular. It was a popular item that buyers wanted to pay for. And so at one point, I think we had 5 or 6 inspectors. And through COVID, we've lost a few, we've gained a few. So we're always around maybe 3 or 4 inspectors. We always seem to have that number. Some of them are busier than others. And there's a couple that have just not doing inspections right now because of COVID. And it's like everything else that we run into these days, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So in the final wash, as a professional realtor, right? What would your advice be to me if I was considering selling a property? And let's say I'm selling one of my properties and I'm also considering buying one. So I'm on both sides of the coin at the same time. Would you recommend that I actually use a home inspector?
Can I say that I've read through a lot of reports and I find that they're so subjective. It doesn't hurt the seller to get a home inspector to go through the home and then address the issues on that home inspection report. But I find that they vary so much between one inspector and another that I don't know if it's beneficial. What I would promote is, seller, if you're willing to consider looking at a buyer's home inspection report and negotiating with the buyer on what you may be willing to do, instead of just saying, I'm selling it in as-is condition, that's something that I can promote for you if you are selling your property. You know, if you're willing to do it, if you're willing to look at their report and you're willing to say, listen, you give me my price, I'll go through your report and let's negotiate what items on that report I'd be willing to do as a seller, then that's something you should promote. Tell your realtor that I'm willing to do it. But if you're absolutely not willing to do it, and I think, it just depends on the market, Jason. Some sellers have 10 to 12 buyers, vetting for their home, putting in offers. And I think those sellers are probably in the position to say, that's my price. I've got a lot of people lined up for the home. Mm-hmm. I'm asking provide an as-is condition. If you can afford to, I appreciate it. And if you can't, I understand too, and we could just move on. But yeah,
okay. And that kind of business transaction is not uncommon in other industries as well, where you say, it may not be absolutely flawless, sublime across the board and everything like that, but you accept the condition it is in, and you bear the cost if you wish to improve that. So I mean, that's not something that's unique to realty. So completely
absolutely
understood. All right.
Yeah,
good information again from Gina.
It's a bigger ticket item, but yes, I mean, we negotiate all of that, and let's just see what the market brings us, right?
There you go. And if you're a seller or a buyer and it gives you better peace of mind for getting that deal done and doing that transaction, by all means, whatever makes you happy. And that's what Gina is here to do, to make sure that you are making an informed decision that you can live with and you are happy. So Gina, thanks as always. I appreciate it. All right.
Thank you, Jason.
All right. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.